Hi, how you doing? Welcome to Real Fast Food. And today we're going to be doing a recipe that's 5 ingredients or less. So we're going to be doing a beef and tofu recipe today. And here are 3 ingredients, just 3, so it's going to be really simple. So let me introduce myself. My name is Sammy, and I will be your cook for today. That's right, look at me. That's right, I rock the pug slippers. It's pretty cool. So again, let's take a look at the ingredients we'll be using today. We're going to be using ground beef, this is 15% fat, tofu, and soy sauce. So let's get to our cooking. First of all, you want to get a frying pan, and what you want to do is heat it on medium heat. You don't want it too hot. Medium heat's the best type of heat to do red meat. And once you check that the pan is hot enough, open up your beef and place it into the skillet. And make sure you always wash your hands after that. You don't want no diseases going on. So what I like to do is I like to push the beef down so that it's evenly cooked. That way it browns evenly as well. Alright, so now you want to get the tofu ready. So I just get my knife and I get a cutting board. So what you want to do is you want to cut the tofu package and cut 3 slits. You don't want to actually open up the whole thing yet because you're going to drain the tofu. So make sure you drain all that fluid out so that when you take your tofu out, it's ready to cut. So take your tofu out of the package. Alright, and before we go to cutting, make sure you check the meat again, make sure it's still cooking pretty evenly. And what I like to do is I like to add pepper to it. I mean, you don't have to do it. You could actually add more or add less seasoning to it, but pepper is good for me. You don't need to worry about adding any salt because the sodium in the soy sauce is going to take care of all that. So don't stress too much about it. But, you know, season it whatever way you want. Next, you want to cut the tofu into cubes. So what I like to do is cut it horizontally first. I cut it sideways into 2 slits. Look at that cutting. Beautiful. And then I go down. First I'll go one way, and then I'll cube it the other. That way it's perfectly cubed. Alright, so I mix up the beef one more time just to make sure everything's almost browned evenly. And once it looks good, I'll get the tofu ready. And I'm just going to slide the tofu into it. Look how beautiful those cubes are. Alright, so once you put the tofu in, make sure you stir evenly. Now, you don't need to stir too much. Make sure they get cooked for a little while, 1 or 2 minutes. And now you're going to want to add the soy sauce. Again, there's no real formal way of putting soy sauce in. You can put as much or as little as you want. The darker the soy sauce, the stronger the flavor. So if it's dark, don't add too much. But if it's light, feel free. Next, you're going to want to stir it up. Make sure it's cooking well. And then leave it alone for a little bit so it can cook and simmer together. That way all that soy sauce and juices from the meat and tofu mix together. And once it does, just, you know, take the heat off, put it to the side, let it cool down for a little bit before you plate it. And finally, you're going to plate it. So just get your bowl out, take it out of the skillet, and put it into your bowl. Not too much, and there you go. So enjoy. Alright, just filming us.